Konnichiwa gamers, it is the Juice Man 3941 coming at you again for the third attempt because Sony likes to change things on their stuff and not really tell you about it. And what I mean is apparently now that when you start a new video up, you got to actually select you want to put your microphone in the broadcast when before you didn't have to do that. Anyway, this is Season 2, Episode 1, for the third time, for the love of God, but this is No Man's Sky, and you watch me playing, and I've just kind of picked up a brand new PS4, well not a brand new one, but a used one at the local G-Stop, because I've been, going through a lot since July, which is my last broadcast, and I'm very much sorry that I've left you all hanging in the wind, so to speak, but I'm back! Just like the Aerosmith song says, in the saddle again. This is No Man's Sky, and some people call it No Man's Lie, because Sean Murray, with his stupid shit-eating grin, lied to us a whole lot when asked certain direct yes-no questions about this. Before I even get into the game, what I'm going to talk about, and why I really like this game, and how it reminds me of another game that you all may not have thought of when you're playing this game. What it is with No Man's Sky. See, first of all, I don't condone the actions of Hello Games' main, CEO or whoever you want to call it. There's only 12 guys that work for the company, or 15. Sean Murray. You see, Sean was told yes or no questions, and he lied. Will there be multiplayer, Sean? He was like, yes! With a big shit-eating grin. That was a lie. He was asked several other things. I don't condone his actions. I think it shows poor choice and integrity on his part for doing what he did. Also, I don't condone the fact that Hello Games did not show us a whole lot of what the game was really going to be about, and kind of marketed it in a way that didn't make a whole terrible lot of sense, right? So I never really understood why they did that. We were so much left to speculation. And having said all of that, and you might think, in the end, I can see where some gamers were really, really, really upset about, not getting, I guess, the game they thought they were going to get. Yes, it was marketed poorly, but you still speculated. You still thought maybe, perhaps, this was, that it was going to be some kind of spacing sim along the lines of, I don't know, like Darkstar 1, Broken Alliance, or Freelancer, or one of those type of games. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want a procedurally generated universe, if you would like to have a game that has got smuggling and trading and space combat and battles in a procedurally generated universe, do yourself a favor. I think it's $14.99 on the PlayStation Network. It could be $20, but I think it's either or. My point is, go pick up Rebel Galaxy. See, because Rebel Galaxy has all of that. And it's an excellent game, by the way, with an excellent soundtrack, and it's just a whole lot of fun to play in a procedurally generated universe similar to this. Now, yes, I have in No Man's Sky been in not one but 3 different space battles against pirates, and they were pretty hit or miss and a lot of fun to dogfight. And yes, I was attacked by some level 3 sentinels because I raided some kind of thing and destroyed these doors, and they came after me and I had to fight them off and escape. And yes, there is some combat in No Man's Sky, but that's not what the game is really about. And I'm going to compare it to another game that I really love and have also digitally downloaded in the past, which was Journey. Now, the beginning of Journey, like No Man's Sky, you're alone. You don't know what the heck's going on. You go over this hill, and boom, there's the mountain with the beacon of light coming out for it. There's your destination. In No Man's Sky, you find this red kind of orb, and it's the Atlas calling you, and you have to, boom, again, journey yourself to the center of the universe. And yes, spoiler alert, at the end of Journey, and there's a million videos, so it's not really a spoiler. Once you get to the end of Journey, you walk through the center of the mountain after traversing the desert and an underworld and in a snow and different environments similar to this, where you're different environments. You get shot out from the mountain and you see all the places you had been, and the game starts over. It's like this cycle of life, I guess, and birth and rebirth and death and all that stuff. In No Man's Sky, when you reach the center of the universe, it shoots you back through the universe you went through. And you go to another all-new universe. Because this game has a multiverse, and you start all over again. So it has that similar thing. And Journey was about that, was about the journey, about the exploration, about how you interpreted the game, what it was trying to tell you. This game is pretty much the same thing. And one of the points that you all missed was the fact that I can do this. Get in my ship, launch, point it upward, right? And fly in real time. Look at this. Out of the planet's atmosphere. And right into space. No loading, as you can see. But this game is for people who have the wanderlust, you know? The people who want to explore and just reach for the stars and go do whatever. Now, I also heard some people, when the game came out, complain very heavily about the diversity in the game. Like, there wasn't that much diversity. Terraxia is a planet you get the ability to name planets and discover stuff. There's Valorum, which I named, and of course, the planet I was on that had a lot of like vast oceans and stuff, which was this big world, which I called Terra 4, because it was very Earth-like. And the thing is I've been to a desert world. I've been to a world covered in snow. I found a blanketed snow world, a jungle one that was high in toxicity, a kind of one that had some. Well, I found another world with some lava and sulfur, and it was like really, really hot and sweltering. And this game is about that, the exploration, finding creatures, naming them however you wish, whatever you want to do. Yes, there is some trading, there is some combat, there is these things, but to be honest with you, you have to understand that, well, hello to you there, Oni. Appreciate you tuning in. And like I said, I'm back. This is Season 2, Episode 1. No Man's Sky, you know, again, as I said before, I don't condone the actions of Hello Games and how this was marketed. I don't condone the actions whatsoever of Sean Murray lying. But at the end of the day, there's no game that's truly like this. And yes, I watched Angry Joe's review. How you doing, Joe? And yes, he said after the first couple hours it was like just boring and there was nothing to do. But you see, I've been playing the game for 15 hours and I love the game. Like, I love being able to go wherever and do whatever and look at these planets and explore and go to the poles and mine and that aspect of the game. But I've been waiting and waiting for many years to find a game like this. Darkstar 1 was one of these spacing sim type games. As I always said, I wish you could just land on the planets and walk around. Mass Effect had a little bit of that, but Mass Effect was more character focused than it was anything else. We'll mine a little bit here with these asteroids. You get a little iron out of them, or other elements depending on what type of asteroids they are. And that's just all, you know. It's the one thing that I just really absolutely don't understand, how people just went absolutely bonkers mad over this game. Like, just so angry over that. Yes, they have a right to be angry at how it was marketed. Yes, you have a right to be angry about how Sean Murray lied with his shit-eating grin. But I think you missed the whole true point of the game. And where I look at the game, like, you know, No Man's Sky is, I guess, what you're going to get out of it. And for me, I like the aspect that I can explore and go places. And I think that's really fascinating to me. And I hope that people will still continue to play this game because, you know, the Foundation update's out and they improved a bunch of stuff. You have the base building now. They just made, and they call it the Foundation update because that's what they've done now, is lay the foundation for the future of this game. And Sony is continuing pouring money into Hello Games, and maybe like Destiny a year from now, if you hang in there, maybe we'll get that game that Sean asked about, where it will be easy to find people. And I want to give a shout out to D-Ron Gaming. How you doing, buddy? And like I said, I just glad that you tuned in. This is episode 1. I had a little flub on the first 2 times I recorded these because apparently you got to do some things a little differently with the new interface, the new UI. You see, No Man's Sky, to me, is about the journey to the center of the galaxy, or not, because you don't really have to. There's a mystery about this game. Early on, somebody tells you should break away from the Atlas and go talk to these other 2 guys, but you don't get a lot of information. Aliens talk some weird language. Some of them actually talk and you understand them and you see the English. My point is that if you really, really just sit back and look at the game. Thank you. I do understand No Man's Sky. I'm glad we got somebody here that understands what I'm talking about. What I really, like I said, I compared this game to Journey. And I know some people might not really understand that. And they think, no way, Journey's this amazing indie title. Yes, it is. It's amazing. It was an emotional game for me personally. But this game, to me, I can look and reach for the stars and go there. It's like speaking to my childhood. When I was younger, I could look up at the sky and be like, wow, look at all those stars. What's out there? Well, this game allows me to do that. And I think that's what people did. I think people just missed the entire point. They missed the point of this game. Jump in a ship. Fly into the heavens. Go to planets. Explore. Analyze. See cool creatures. I found these creatures the other day that were like 2-legged, like creatures with giraffe-like markings, but their heads were huge. These things were like 30 foot tall. It was like, that's crazy, And I love that sense of wonderment in this game. And yes, you do have some crazy moments. Being attacked in space, I didn't expect that. I just didn't. It was so random, and it was like, whoa. And then my faction standing with one of the alien species went up. I guess they're at war with whoever. And that was kind of an unexpected twist. And I think anybody that really looks at this game from that point of view will love No Man's Sky. And if you want a game that is like No Man's Sky in a procedurally universe, like I said early, procedurally generated, it's kind of a tough word to say, all you gotta do is play Rebel Galaxy. I own them both. Rebel Galaxy lets you zip around the universe. No, you can't land on planets, but you can be a smuggler, a trader, you fight, you combat, you upgrade your ships, you get big ships, you do this, you do that. It's an amazing game if you want that spacing sim for cheap, and it's an indie title. No Man's Sky is not that game. It has elements of that, but it's not really about that. Anyway, that's my spiel on No Man's Sky. I don't want to take up too much of your time, and I do appreciate you tuning in. And Xoni, I want to give a shout out to you. I'm glad that you understand the game. I'm glad that you understand what No Man's Sky is really about. Shout out to D-Ron, my man, number 2 record world holder on the crew on the ski jump. And I'm telling you, for months and months, he was I'm talking maybe even a year, was the number 1 world record holder on the ski jump. Man, that's no accomplishment. Check him out at D-Ron Gaming. He'll be bringing you some videos on probably the crew and GTA and all that. You're welcome. You're welcome, Xoni. You're very welcome. And be tuning in soon, because pretty soon I'm going to be bringing you back with this second episode of season 2, and bringing you some more gameplay and some footage and talking about some subjects. My next episode, by the way, is titled Bait and Switch. And for you gaming pseudo-conspiracy theory people out there, what I've got to say may blow your mind a little bit, so tune in. It's going to be tomorrow afternoon. And when I get home from work, I'm gonna be hitting it up, and I hope you tune in there and understand it. And again, I want to give a shout out to all you guys for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel. Please recommend me to my friends. Hit that like button over and over if you like what I had to say. And as always, gamers, good gaming.